You know, I said it once, but I'ma say it again. It's always a beautiful feeling when one creation could lead to many others, man. I started off with one design and one design only. I didn't even mean to make this into a video, really. But that one design opened the door for many others. It's like a tree, you know? And the tree grew branches, and the branch grew some leaves, and the leaves started changing colors. You know what I'm saying?
I am Shakespeare in the flesh.
It's your boy Genesis. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here and you stumbled across my video, you like one-on-one fashion or upcycle fashion, statement pieces, all that type of stuff, hit that subscribe button. Even if you saw, I got a lot of tips and tricks that will elevate your craft. Welcome to the journey. I'm gonna start off by saying thank you guys for all the love and support. We're almost at 500 subscribers and we're almost at 3,000 followers on TikTok and 200 on Instagram in just a few months. That being said, we're gonna get back into the video, man. If I'm being honest, it probably started from the grid stitch. But after the grid stitch, I was wondering and thinking, and you know when you go in that creative zone and you don't know really what to create, and that's what was happening. So, you know, the best alternative to that for me is to grab all my scraps up and cut them up and see what I can, you know, envision in my head and create. That's when I started to take my seam ripper, rip the seams, and open up that fabric and started tearing away at it. I also went in this project not wanting to use the rotary tool to distress. I wanted to rip it up, make it feel torn up, not on purpose. So I got the scissors, snipped it up, and then just ripped it apart. I began to iron up as usual. You know, you always want to iron your clothing. You don't want that bobbin thread to get bunched up. That's because sometimes your fabric is folding underneath. You know, when you're sewing, you can't see underneath, so you want to make sure everything's nice and flat on the machine, and especially if you're doing some work like I did, where I glued the back and I put panels of the random scraps that I had. And if you're doing the same type of work that I am, I advise you to go and get some quilting adhesive spray. It's way different than glue. It doesn't bunch up the needle, and it makes it smooth on the machine. But anyway, you know what comes next. And then this is where I decided to do the whole pair of jeans, aka the tinted jeans. Now, obviously, I sped this video up, but you can see that I'm constantly stretching the fabric and manipulating the fabric. I have full control of this machine, you know what I mean? So I'm constantly stretching the fabric and directing the needle. Back pocket, I put a denim backing on it and serged it up, and then I sewed on top of that. As long as you're checking everything off the list, you're okay. It's really more time consuming than anything, but I eventually got halfway. The morning time, I just woke up. I'm about halfway done. We got the whole front side done, basically, except the pockets and the top part. Then we gotta do the bottom of the legs and then also the flare. But before we do that, we got 2 orders we gotta ship, so let's prepare these up right quick. I just wanna show you how I bag up these items real fast. Using the light cut machine again. I told y'all the last video. I also said I was gonna make a dedicated video to it, but no one really was asking for it, so I didn't make it. If you guys still want that or any type of video, let me know. But yeah, we were bagging this up. I'm using the light cut, printing it out. I got an app on my phone. You could print any picture. This one I'm using my logo. You know, my collection, I used it for multiple ways. You could see in that video. But for this specific vinyl, it's self-adhesive, meaning it's like a sticker. You could peel it off, put it on a poly bag. I said this already, but I don't like depending on people. So I decided to do my own manufacturing in a way and customize my own stuff. As you know, I also use the label printer to customize tags as well. So we did that, shipped it off, and then after that, I went to the thrift store. And this is a game changer right here. Oh, there's 3 of these shits, bro. I'm at the thrift right now, bro. This one and this one. I'm gonna have to buy one right now. I really like this one, but I don't know if it works. I tried to thread it, but I don't know how to thread this machine. But they're all so unsafe. Let me pick one up, bro. Now, during that same haul, I got like 5 pairs of blue jeans, a lot of graphic tees and vintage tees. And I also bought the machine as well. But I couldn't get the machine until 2 days after that video because I needed a bigger car to be able to transport it to my house. So in the meantime, I literally cut up all these flares, and then I started working on other pairs of jeans as well, ironing them up. Some of them I use different fabrics for, like I use this flannel. I use shirts as well. I used a lot of different material, just like the, you know, original tinted jeans. But for these other jeans, I wanted them to like slowly transform into the tinted jeans, if that makes sense. You'll see everything at the end, especially before I dye it up, it'll all make sense. But I wanted it to slowly transition into the tinted jeans, meaning the first piece wouldn't have that much red stitching, the second will have a little bit more, the other one will have a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of my plan coming towards the next set of pieces. But like I said, that only came from the first pair of jeans, the tinted jeans that I made. So, like, whenever you have an idea, just make something and produce and produce and produce, like Rick Owens said. And those ideas are gonna come right at you, man. My boy was not lying, bro. So I went through the same steps, you know, cutting up fabric, ironing. You gotta iron your seams, by the way. A lot of people be asking me. Used the adhesive and then got to work. If I wanted the red stitching to pop out more, I would just do horizontal lines like I was doing, and then vertical. In a way, it's almost like cross-hatching. You know, if you draw it, then you know what I mean, but really highlighted some areas that I wanted that deeper red to pop through eventually at the end piece. So in those 2 days, I got the most time-consuming part out the way, and all I needed to do was the flares, man. And I wanted to use the new machine to do so. You know, I posted a how to sew flares video, but that was very old. I don't really sew flares that way anymore. If you guys want a new updated version, just comment below and I'll have that for you. It's honestly way different. And the flare sits way better than the other method. But anyway, you guys probably seen the short TikTok or Instagram reel of this machine that I use. I didn't tell you guys how much it is because I want you guys to guess. Whoever can guess the exact price of this machine, I will give you a free pair of pants. Your choice of how it's customized, whatever. So comment below how much you think that machine cost me. Once I got it, I cleaned it up. You know, you want to make sure everything's clean. I didn't really test it beforehand. I was willing to take the risk because it was the better looking out of all three. It reminded me of Black Ops 2 Nuketown, so you know I had to get it. It has a side paddle where you instead of pressing it down like a car, you know, a paddle, you can hit it with the side of your knee, and for me, it gives me more control personally, actually. It has a switch for the light, and it runs really smooth. And it has a table, a lot of counter space. And the person who had it before me, thank you, because she had all the original items inside of that machine. It's a Kinmore. I don't know what model exactly. I've been trying to look. If you guys know, please comment. It even came with an old warranty that was for the machine, so I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna keep that. You know, it came with pressure foots, bobbins, metal bobbins. It came with seam rippers. It came with the instructions on how to thread the machine and place the bobbin. You know, the machine was properly oiled, no rust, nothing. Perfect mint condition, man. Thank you whoever had this for respecting and loving your craft, I can tell. Let alone being connected to a table. It has the side paddle for your knee. It got a button to reverse, multiple types of stitches for a vintage machine. This is now my second vintage machine, so I'm gonna try to get more and make one big video about it. I didn't really record in horizontal, so I'm gonna put clips that I had for my for my TikTok on the side, but we eventually got those done after using this legendary machine. Comment below how much you think this machine was. Like I said, I'm gonna make you a free garment. Why not take a guess? After everything was flared up and all done and ready to go, this is when I was looking at it, I was like, it's missing something. You know, you can see it's transitioning into the tinted denim, but it was still missing something in my head. So I went to Walmart to get some right dye and dye these shits up. Now, a lot of people have been asking me how I got it so saturated on my TikTok and stuff. I used 3 bottles for 2 pairs of pants. I knew exactly what color these would come out to be. That's why I did white in some of them. Well, specifically on the yellow ones. I mean, on the green ones, but I used yellow dye and I used wine red dye. Now, when dyeing any material, you gotta know how colors are gonna mix. You gotta use your color wheel. You gotta know complementary colors and also primary colors, secondary colors, and so on. Now, I paint and draw and color, so I know how colors are gonna mix. But if you don't really know, you could definitely look up a color wheel and a color chart. It will show you, you know, what happens when you mix blue and yellow. It makes green. But like, you gotta know your tones as well, you know what I mean? So if the jeans are more darker, you gotta know how it's gonna come out compared to a lighter blue of jeans, because traditional jeans are, you know, dyed with indigo. So for example, to get this type of hue of the purple, I wouldn't dye it purple. I would dye it with red or some type of red pigment. It could be pink. So I did 1.5 cups for the salt, since I used 3 bottles per 2 pairs of jeans. And then I added some dish soap, and then I rinsed till the water was clear. After that, I used the dye fixative that keeps the dye into the garment, into the cotton, even after the wash. So it basically just sets it in there and makes sure everything's settled. I kept it in there about 30 minutes to an hour. After everything was done, nicely saturated and dry, that's when I usually come in with extra little details. In this case, it was the Shishiko Japanese hand stitching. You can use floss, embroidery thread, or I use sashiko thread. I looped it around the pockets, and I also put little X's where I thought I would need it a little more red to pop out. Just little extra details I like to add in my pieces. It really goes well with the saturated color of these jeans, especially with the red stitching behind. It's an eyesore in a good way. It's gonna, like, when you look at these jeans, you're looking at the red stitching right away. You know, it complements these colors so well. So this is the finished product, man. After everything is complete, I didn't dye the original tinted jeans, but you can still see how they all come together. I love the saturated look. I love the sashiko. I love the hidden details and randomness of the materials. Everything about these, man, I love working with these, especially with the new machine. You're gonna see a lot of this, man. So comment below how much you think it is. Comment if you like these. I'm gonna post them on my website soon. I want to thank you guys for watching and almost hitting 500 subscribers, 3,000 followers on TikTok, and almost 200 on Instagram now in just a few months, man. If you're interested in this garment, man, I'm gonna be posting it. It's in the link in the description below, GenysisUpcycle.com. If you want to find me anywhere else on social media and stay updated for my pieces, Genesis.mp3 on all platforms, man. Thank you guys for watching.